like online, because that's really what it is. It's the photographs and stuff that come through the feed.
Right.
And I was like, what? Like, because she had like this.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? Get ready, because today we are diving deep into some seriously explosive revelations that are shaking up Hollywood as we know it. Buckle up, because the tea is scalding hot, and it's all thanks to none other than the outspoken, the unapologetic Terrence Howard. For years, Terrence Howard has been that lone voice in the wilderness, hinting at the dark underbelly of the entertainment industry. He's been saying things others were too afraid to whisper, talking about the pressures, the compromises, the downright shady dealings that go on behind the glitz and glamour. And now, with the floodgates opening on the Diddy situation, Terrence's words are hitting harder than ever. Suddenly, everything he's been trying to tell us for years is making terrifying sense.
Hey, did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth.
But here's the real bombshell that's got everyone talking. 50 Cent, Mr. Petty himself, is reportedly sitting on some insane footage. Footage allegedly handed over by Terrence Howard. Footage that supposedly shows Young Miami caught in the act at one of Diddy's infamous Freakoff parties. Yeah, you heard that right. This isn't just hearsay. We're talking about potential visual evidence. Let's rewind for a second and understand why Terrence Howard's voice is so crucial in all of this. This isn't just some random celebrity gossip. Terrence has been consistently vocal about how his career took a hit because he refused to play ball with the Hollywood elite. He's claimed he was blacklisted, pushed out, all because he wouldn't compromise his integrity.
But when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man.
Think about it. Terrence Howard was at the top of his game. Empire, Iron Man, this man was a box office draw, a critically acclaimed actor. And then, seemingly out of nowhere, his trajectory shifted. Roles became scarce, opportunities dried up. What happened? According to Terrence himself, he ran into the brick wall of Hollywood's shady playground. He wouldn't participate in whatever twisted games were being played, and he paid the price. He became a pariah in an industry obsessed with control and conformity. Now, with the magnifying glass firmly on Diddy and his alleged activities, Terrence's past statements aren't just whispers anymore. They're sounding like prophecies. He was warning us about this culture, about the pressures, about the potential darkness lurking beneath the surface of fame and fortune, and it's all coming to light in the most dramatic way possible.
Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right, because P. Diddy be wanting to party, and you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
I need another one. You here, get you another one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Come on.
Because early on you was accusing me of being...
Let's get into the specifics of Terrence's recent revelations. He recounts a truly bizarre encounter with Diddy, one that perfectly illustrates the kind of uncomfortable situations he was allegedly being pressured into. Diddy, this mega mogul, reaches out to Terrence claiming he needs acting lessons. Acting lessons from Terrence Howard? Seriously? Diddy, who's dabbled in acting, sure, but is hardly known for his dramatic range. It smelled fishy from the jump. Terrence, ever the professional, agrees to meet. He goes to Diddy's place, ready to work, scripts in hand, expecting to discuss scenes, character development, the craft of acting, but what he walks into is weird. Diddy is just staring. No scripts, no material, just intense, uncomfortable staring. Terrence, understandably confused, asks, okay, what material do you want to work on? And Diddy just keeps staring. Then comes the even more bizarre request. Diddy asks Terrence to play his music. Music? What does music have to do with acting coaching? Terrence obliges, plays his tracks, and Diddy continues his unsettling gaze. It's clear to Terrence, and especially to his assistant who was present, that this wasn't about acting at all. This was about something else entirely. As Terrence's assistant bluntly put it, I think he's trying to, hang out with you. The coded language speaks volumes. Suddenly, the penny drops for Terrence. The acting coach invitation wasn't professional, it was an advance, a proposition. And Terrence, being Terrence, shut it down immediately. No more communication. He understood the game and he wasn't playing. This wasn't just a strange encounter, it was a glimpse into the kind of pressure powerful figures like Diddy allegedly exerted. It was about testing boundaries, seeing who would play along, who would compromise themselves for access and opportunity. And Terrence wasn't shy about saying he wasn't alone in receiving these kinds of invitations. He claims Diddy allegedly came at every single man who showed up to those infamous parties. Think about that statement for a second, every single man. That's a sweeping claim, but it paints a picture of a predatory environment where pressure and expectation were the norm. Terrence goes on to say that men who participated in these gatherings, in these freak-offs, essentially lost their man cards. Strong words, loaded with meaning. He's talking about the pressure to conform, to compromise one's values, to participate in activities that go against your own sense of self and integrity, all for the sake of perceived advancement or acceptance within this elite circle. It's a damning indictment of a culture where manhood is seemingly redefined and commodified. But this isn't just about Diddy. Terrence is pulling back the curtain on a much larger issue within Hollywood. He's been hinting at this for years, talking about being pushed out of the industry because he refused to follow their twisted rules. He publicly announced his retirement from acting back in 2022, a move that shocked many because, on the surface, it didn't make sense. He was still successful, still in demand. Why walk away? Terrence says it was a matter of principle. He claimed Hollywood tried to strip him of his manhood. That's a powerful and loaded statement. He felt pressured to compromise his dignity, to participate in things that chipped away at his sense of self. And when he refused, when he took a stand, as he puts it, the industry turned on him. Suddenly he was difficult, crazy. The narrative flipped to make him the problem, not the system. It's the same playbook we often see used against women in the industry. Speak out, refuse to play along, and suddenly you're labeled difficult, emotional, unstable. It's a tactic to silence dissent, to maintain control, and to punish those who dare to challenge the status quo. Terrence saw it happening to him, and he chose to walk away rather than compromise. And what were these twisted rules Terrence was talking about? He gets specific, and it's jarring. He talks about the pressure to throw on a dress for certain scenes. Scenes that, according to him, had absolutely nothing to do with the storyline. They felt gratuitous, designed to humiliate, to emasculate, to clown him, as he puts it. He stood 10 toes down against it, refusing to participate in what he saw as a blatant attempt to undermine his manhood. This isn't just Terrence. He points to other black male actors who have voiced similar experiences. Cat Williams, in his viral interview with Club Shay Shay, echoed these sentiments powerfully. Cat detailed the pressure to act feminine, to wear dresses, often tied to lucrative deals. These weren't just random requests, they were often attached to sweet deals, contracts that looked good on paper but came at the cost of your integrity. Cat Williams famously said he turned down fat checks multiple times to protect his pride, to protect his integrity, and Terrence Howard jumped online immediately to back him up, adding his own layer to the conversation. He referenced the virgin hole comment, a deliberately provocative and shocking phrase, but one that underscores the sense of violation and compromise he felt was being demanded of him. He was saying, in no uncertain terms, that his integrity, his sense of self, was not for sale. Now let's bring it back to the present and how all of this connects to the current Diddy scandal and Young Miami's alleged involvement. Terrence's revelations, coupled with the mounting accusations against Diddy, are creating a perfect storm. Fans are connecting the dots, seeing the patterns, and realizing that what Terrence has been saying for years might be the key to understanding the rot at the heart of this industry. And then there's 50 Cent, never one to miss an opportunity for drama, and with a well-documented history of beef with Diddy, 50 is right in the middle of this. Initially, he played it cool, no comment, staying positive, God help us all. But underneath that veneer of neutrality, 50 is watching, waiting, and likely plotting his next move. And according to reports, he may have a huge move to make. The rumor mill is churning with talk of Terrence Howard allegedly passing on some explosive footage to 50, footage from Diddy's notorious parties, footage that supposedly features Young Miami in some very interesting situations, situations that, if true, could be incredibly damaging. Because let's be real, the streets have been whispering about Young Miami's role in Diddy's world for a while now. Rumors of her being more than just a girlfriend, more than just a bystander at these parties. Rumors of her being a conspirator, actively involved in the alleged shady dealings, and the evidence is starting to pile up. Remember the Gina Hewen situation? When Diddy's other side piece posted a picture with him, Young Miami allegedly went nuclear. A jealous rage erupted online, with Miami unleashing a torrent of insults and threats directed at Gina. But it wasn't just typical relationship drama. Some of the things Miami allegedly said were deeply disturbing, hinting at a darker side to her involvement in Diddy's world. She allegedly taunted Gina, saying things like, "If I wanted you to eat me, Diddy would have had you on your knees." This wasn't just trash talk, it was a chilling glimpse into the alleged dynamics at play within Diddy's circle, suggesting a culture of degradation and exploitation. And it doesn't stop there. The Jane Doe lawsuit paints an even darker picture, alleging that Young Miami, referred to as Korea Brownlee in the documents, was directly involved in the harassment and intimidation of Jane Doe after she became pregnant with Diddy's child. The lawsuit claims Brownlee relentlessly pressured Jane Doe to terminate the pregnancy, leading to immense emotional distress and, tragically, a miscarriage. Then there's Lil Rod's lawsuit with even more explosive claims about Young Miami's deep involvement. He alleges she wasn't just present at these events, she was actively participating, even bringing family members into the fold. He claims she was a silent witness to everything going down behind the scenes, and even alleges her cousin was involved in a disturbing incident where she allegedly tried to set up Lil Rod himself in a bathroom at one of Diddy's parties. According to the lawsuit, Diddy was allegedly drunk and offering cocaine. When Lil Rod declined and went to the restroom, Miami's cousin allegedly burst in and began groping him, attempting to perform oral sex. Lil Rod pushed her off and tried to leave, but she allegedly continued to pursue him, stripping down and trying to straddle him, all while Diddy and his staff allegedly watched. Absolutely wild. And the accusations keep coming. Young Miami is also accused of allegedly helping Diddy transport substances, acting as a courier in his alleged drug operations. Lil Rod claims he personally witnessed Diddy doing lines of cocaine at the Something in the Water festival, and that when Diddy needed more, Christina Korm, allegedly Diddy's chief of staff, would call up Young Miami in Miami to send more supplies straight away. But perhaps the most damning accusation of all is that Young Miami was allegedly a paid sorker for Diddy. Court documents reportedly state that she, along with Jade and Daphne Joy, were receiving monthly wire transfers from Robin Greenhill, outlining what appears to be an ongoing criminal operation. If true, this isn't just about partying and bad behavior, it's about alleged criminal activity, and Young Miami's alleged deep involvement in it. And this is where 50 Cent comes back into the picture, potentially holding the smoking gun. If he truly has footage of Young Miami at these parties, footage that corroborates these allegations, it could be game over. 50 Cent is notorious for his pettiness, his willingness to air dirty laundry, and his long-standing beef with Diddy. He is the absolute last person you want holding damaging information on you. The stage is set for a massive explosion. Terrence Howard has dropped the bombs, exposing the alleged dark side of Hollywood and Diddy's world. Young Miami is squarely in the crosshairs, facing a barrage of accusations and now the potential threat of damaging footage surfacing. And 50 Cent, the master of media manipulation, is poised to ignite the whole thing. So what do you think about all of this madness? Is this the beginning of the end for Diddy and his empire? Is Young Miami's career about to take a nosedive? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you smash that like button if you're as shocked as we are by these revelations. Subscribe to the channel for more crazy updates as this story continues to unfold. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single drop of tea. This is just the beginning, folks. Stay tuned and we'll see you in the next one.